praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching His truth. It's gone all around the earth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. It's your brother Atazawan Bayath. And I'm back with another quick lesson. All right. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and I pray that it be edifying, okay? Just kind of quick and to the point. Thought I had earlier today was about, how the men of the Lord are preaching the truth of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And when the spirit gets on a man, sometimes, you don't want to say he gets hyped up, but, you burning inside to get the words of the Lord out. And particularly when you're dealing with people, and even, let's just say, family members or whatever the case may be, or you could be on the street preaching. And sometimes we use language that may be harsh, right? And, Jake is so damn sensitive about everything. They always have some negative comment to make, when a man is real fervent in the spirit and trying to get the point across to you, Now, this doesn't go out to, brothers and sisters, obviously, but those who may be new coming into the faith and, you may watch the apostles or you may watch a particular brother that you like, and every once in a while, so-called curse words may come out, don't be offended by that, okay? There's an old adage, if you will, that says, listen to what I say, not how I say it, okay? You may be listening maybe to YouTube or something like that, and a family member may say to you, all right, why are you listening to those guys? The way they yell and scream and, they cursing, they holding the Bible and this, that has nothing to do with it. You're using the language, really, of those that got you captive, okay? That's the language that they use. All right, so I'm kind of just going to get a couple of examples of, some prophets who have used so-called curse words or had what you would call rough speech, okay? And that's all it is. It's just rough speech, and there's no need to be offended by it, okay? Like I said, brothers and sisters already know this. Those that have been around for a while, you understand this. But once again, for those who are learning, don't be put off by the speech that you hear, okay? Try to gather what's being told to you, okay? And make that the point of emphasis. So here, we're going to jump in right here just to get a couple of examples. This is Nehemiah, all right? Nehemiah was what? Also a prophet. And I'm just going to keep this real simple, so that, you understand, okay? So this is Nehemiah 13 and 23, and we'll just get to the right, straight to the point in most of these scriptures. And as always, go back and listen. Not listen. Well, you can listen, but also read the whole chapter, all right? Nehemiah 13, 23, it reads, in those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Ashdod, Ammon, and of Moab, and their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod and could not speak in the Jews' language, okay? But according to the language of each people, right? So, this is what you would call, the men having wives of other nations, and yet some of these kids spoke mainly the languages of their mothers, if you will, as opposed to their fathers, okay? Verse 25, and I contended with them and did what? And cursed them, right? And smote certain of them and plucked off their hair and made them swear, right? By the Most High, saying, ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons, nor take their daughters unto your sons, or for yourselves, okay? So that's really the point that I wanted to get to, was Nehemiah used hard language, okay? All right, to get his point across, to the point that he hit certain of them and pulled some of their hair off of their head, okay? This is a man of the Lord. All right. Just to bring an example of how the Spirit can be on a man, to get his point across. All right. So, which is funny that he got physical with him to a certain degree, okay? Because this means a lot, right? Certain women, the men of the Lord, if you go way back with the other tribes, some of the Hamite tribes, we weren't supposed to deal with them, okay? But that's another lesson for another time. So let's get back over here to Matthew 26 and 69, all right? And this is an account of Peter, okay? When they were coming to get Yahushua, okay? So this is verse 69, and it reads, Now Peter sat without in the palace, and a damsel came unto him, saying, Thou also was with Yahushua of Galilee, right? Because remember, the Lord told him that he was going to deny him 3 times, and Peter swore up and down that he wouldn't do it, okay? And it goes on to say, But he denied before them all, saying, I know not what thou sayest, right? So Peter is denying that he even knew the Lord. And when he was gone up into the porch, another maid saw him and said unto them that were there, This fellow was also with Yahushua of Nazareth. And again, he denied with an oath, right? He swore, I do not know the man. See? And after a while came unto him they that stood by and said to Peter, Surely thou also art one of them, for thy speech bewrayeth thee. Salakia. Then began he to what? Curse and to swear, saying, I know not the man, and immediately the cock crew. Okay, so Peter started, I told you, God damn it, I don't know them, you know what I mean? All right, but here is Peter, all right, the rock. We'll finish it out at verse 75, and Peter remembered the words of Yahushua was said unto him before the cock crow, Thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out and wept bitterly. You see? But as much as Peter said that he would die with the Lord and he would never deny him when the pressure came on him, he denied him just as the Lord had prophesied and said that he would. But the fact that he used what? Curse words, as it says here, and to swear. You see? So when you hear that, you may hear a brother a time or two, or however, use some words, okay? Don't be put off by that. All right? This is John 18 and 5, and it reads, They answered him, Yahushua of Nazareth, Yahushua saith unto them, I am he. Salakia. Let me see. I want to go up. Right. Let's just jump in verse 2. And Judas also, which betrayed him, knew the place, for Yahushua oftentimes resorted thither with the disciples. Judas then, having received a band of men and officers from the chief priests and Pharisees, cometh thither with lanterns and torches and weapons. Yahushua therefore, knowing all things that should come upon him, went forth and said unto them, Who seek ye? They answered him, Yahushua of Nazareth. Yahushua said unto them, I am he. And Judas also, which betrayed him, stood with them. As soon then as he had said unto them, I am he, they went backward and fell to the ground. Then asked he them again, Whom seek ye? And they said, Yahushua of Nazareth. Yahushua answered, I have told you that I am he. If therefore ye seek me, let these go their way, that the saying might be fulfilled, which he spake, of them which thou gavest me, have I lost none. Then Simon Peter, having a sword, drew it, and smote a high priest's servant, and cut off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus. Okay, so here you have Peter again, being a man, let his emotion get the best of him, if you can say that, all right, and cut the man's ear off. Okay. Verse 11, then Yahushua said unto Peter, put up thy sword into the sheath, the cup which my Father had given me, shall I not drink it? Right. So he told Peter, hey, enough of that. Put your sword up. Okay. So here you have just an example of some actions of a man. Okay. Let's go over here to Corinthians. And in the other gospel, it does say that Yahushua, healed the man's ear. All right. But to show you how quick Peter was with his sword, and his emotion, sometimes got the best of him. Okay. But it wasn't, in a sense of just wanting to attack a person, right? So when we're out there speaking, sometimes it's not a verbal attack per se. All right, it's just a way of relaying, all right, the intent or the message. Okay. So this 2 Corinthians 11:3, and it reads, "But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Mashiach. For if he that cometh preaches another Yahushua, whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit which ye have not received, or another gospel which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him." Right, so the Apostle Paul is warning the church at Corinth, be careful, with all these other people who may come around and try to persuade you, to walk away from Yahushua, right? Because we've taught you the truth, okay? And so if anybody else come to you preaching another name in which you can say, the JC, all right? Because when the Lord walked the earth, nobody called him Jesus, okay? Then they're preaching something different. That's another name, okay? His name is Yahushua, all right? But let's go on, verse 5. "For I suppose I was not a whit behind very chiefest apostles, but though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge. But we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things." Okay, so to be rude in speech, if we go into the word, let's see here, rude. I can't play it because it'll cut the video off, so we'll just read what Strong's has in there. It says unlearned or ignorant. Okay, so that's to say, not using the best words or the best language. Paul was a master at relating to people based on their level. Okay, so Paul may have used some hard words or rude speech or common speech, all right, around them, okay, so that they could better understand and relate to what he was putting down to them. You see, we'll read that again. "But though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge." Okay, "But we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things." Right, so we showed you who we are as men of the Lord, and can speak in a way that is what most people would say today is a layman's term, all right? Because not everybody was on the, I guess you would say, educated level as Paul was, okay? So dealing with most common people, most common people were, rough, all right? So we get this last scripture and we'll be done with it, okay? And even Yahushua, used to get, a little bit perturbed with his disciples, all right? And he had to break them down sometime. So here's one account right here. This is Matthew 16:5. And it reads, and when his disciples would come to the other side, they had forgotten to take bread. Then Yahushua said unto them, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, it is because we have taken no bread. See, their minds were on something else. They weren't paying attention to what Yahushua was saying. All right, and he got pissed with them. Okay, this is verse 8. Which when Yahushua perceived, right, he already knew what they was reasoning amongst themselves about. He say unto them, O ye of little faith, why reason ye among yourselves, because ye have brought no bread? Okay, do ye not yet understand? Neither remember the 5 loaves of the 5,000 and how many baskets ye took up? Neither the 7 loaves of the 4,000 and how many baskets ye took up? So he's cursing them out. How is it that ye do not understand that I spake it not to you concerning bread, that you should beware the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees? Yeah, how come you don't understand what I'm talking about? I know y'all been walking with me, and I showed you and showed everything to you, and you know that I'm not talking about literal bread. See, Yahushua cursing them out. Then understood they how that he had bade them not beware of the leaven of the bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. So after Yahushua gave them a tongue lashing, then it made sense. Okay, but like I said, this is just a quick example of how even the Lord had to get tough with them, right, in his speech. Okay, let's see. Pretty much that's it. All right, for the lesson. Okay, I just wanted to, that was something I thought about. I've heard some people, talking about, how the Hebrew Israelites talk to people and using curse words and holding the Bible. That's, hey, look, man, Jake got that weak nature, okay? As the scripture says, put off that weak nature, all right? So, time is of the essence, and nobody's got time to dilly-dally around with Jake no more. If the words are too hard for Jake to listen to, hey, just stay in the Baptist church, all right? So with that, I'll end the lesson right there. Give it all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem B'Kak B'Dash. See you all on the next lesson, Lord willing. Shalom.